Modern manufacturing. Modern manufacturing is at the frontier of new technologies, products, and ways of working. As globalization has gathered pace, so the characteristics of UK manufacturing have changed significantly. This program will provide a clear insight as to how manufacturing processes have developed in the 21st century through the view of industry leaders.
DP Seals started in 1976 and was founded by my mother and father and is specialised always in the manufacture of specialised rubber mouldings. From the humble steam cleaner through to the latest Formula One engines, it goes into all marketplaces from electronics to subsea to high-end automotive applications.
I founded Riverside Medical in 1979 with the help of my father. From very humble beginnings of one small packaging machine, from that day we've expanded over the last 30 years to now having a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility employing 95 people and supplying the global healthcare market with innovative packaging solutions.
We're currently working within the medical device industry and pharmaceutical industries, supplying them with their packaging and product needs. We're contract packing and manufacturing devices such as simple plasters, right the way through to very highly critical products such as knees, knee implants, hip implants, orthopaedic implants, that type of thing.
Daletech Electronics provides 3 areas of service in the main: electronics design, manufacturing and compliance management. Although the company started in 1987, I realised the potential of a young and enthusiastic company and joined as managing director in 1989.
Paladon manufactures a range of rotary and linear actuators for valve operation, primarily in the oil and gas industry, where the certainty of the operation of that device is critical. We also manufacture and develop further control components which work with that valve actuator to ensure that that valve will operate under a critical situation.
Much of the activity in modern-day manufacturing involves high levels of technological and non-technological innovation and investment such as branding, software, marketing and training. This has led to the development of new, better quality and more sophisticated products and more innovative business models.
I'm absolutely sure that one of the key ingredients to Riverside's success is our innovative approach. This innovative approach comes in many forms. Take for example, we design and build our own equipment even. This is specifically tailored so that we can make products efficiently to the demands of our customer. This approach we will continue and see one of the key strengths of our business.
Innovation is key. Our customers continue to innovate and we innovate along with them to meet their needs.
There is no doubt that, particularly in the oil and gas industry, there is technology transfer. The speed of development of the oil and gas industry globally with respect to its location, offshore, extreme subsea, etc., means that we have to keep a pace with the requirements of those environments. There are probably few industries, I can think of aerospace, I can think of electronics, where the speed of technology transfer and development is faster.
Daletech Electronics is involved in electronic engineering, which is at the forefront of all innovation. It's very important for us that we are able to incorporate leading-edge technology within our manufacturing processes to enable us to stay competitive. It's important that our engineers and our experts are able to go out into the industry and find the most innovative solutions to manufacturing problems.
Development and to some extent research is of course vital in any company's or industry's progress. We have always been driven by our customer needs, and it is critical that the available technology is applied where appropriate. I can quote an example. Recently we've developed equipment to work in the most northern part of Russia, where operating temperatures are down to minus 60 degrees. Paladon was the first company to breach that barrier, and it means that we can apply that technology in other parts of the world. The continued development of product is always on our agenda.
Research and development is crucial. It's crucial to DP Seals and also to its customers. Research and development sort of pinpoints what they're trying to do and develop their niche products and the niche parts that we then make for them. With that research and development, we can develop more materials, rubber materials, to suit applications best for their end use.
Manufacturing needs to attract and retain the best of Britain's graduates and the best of the talent from abroad. It is important to raise the profile of the huge range of rewarding careers in manufacturing in Britain.
During the last few years, we've found that it has been almost impossible to recruit young people for the manufacturing industry, to start at the bottom, to learn the skills and to progress within the company. Primarily because apprenticeships have just not been promoted either via schools or via the press. And it's very important that we reintroduce this so that we're able to skill young people. They can start at the bottom within the manufacturing industry, start on the shop floor and progress as industry progresses and as our company progresses.
Manufacturing is vital to the British labour market. The manufacturing sector employs 2.6 million people. Nearly 10% of those in the UK work in manufacturing. 60% of the UK's exports are from manufacturing, and there are lots of other areas that spin off in terms of employment from the manufacturing industry, creating service sector jobs also.
From a Daletech perspective, we have really struggled to find any interest in our job vacancies. And I think much of this is down to the lack of interest shown in schools and colleges and education. It is absolutely imperative that we show to the next generation that manufacturing is a good and profitable career path. That in actual fact our country depends on manufacturing, and if we don't invest into this, it will be to the detriment of not just the country but to our next generation.
I think apprenticeships are vital to the UK manufacturing industry. It's something that brings youth and new blood into an industry with the right background and learning that they need to do the job properly.
I think the government can bring forward apprenticeships by pushing it in schools more often and being an extra curriculum in the schools. And obviously, because we need more skilled workers, it's a good future for people. And, obviously, when you go down the A levels and uni route, it's harder to get a job because you don't have the on-hand skills as an apprenticeship would have. I came an apprentice through my dad because of the opportunities it can give me, and in particularly what it can do for me in the future.
The sustainability agenda provides a window of opportunity for manufacturers willing to take the lead. Developing sustainable green products, managing a green supply chain, managing and developing new, cleaner technologies are all areas where skilled manufacturers can position themselves as market leaders.
Paladon Systems is not a large waste producer. Though we look to recycle all the products that we are capable of being recycled. Currently we recycle our metals, our oils and our paper as part of an environmental policy that we've had in place for over 10 years.
At DP Seals, we're environmentally approved to ISO 14001. We did this to help reduce our carbon footprint and to get savings, cost savings. And if this is available to other business, then cost savings are a good thing that should be taken.
Paladon has had an environmental policy for over 10 years, through which we have managed our environmental impact. The oil and gas industry has very high environmental standards, and many of our customers review and audit our environmental policy. Just recently we have had an audit from First Point Assessment, which has looked at our internal operations, our treatment of waste, and also our impact on the wider environment. And that is used as a measure for future business from some of the large customers.
I think from an environmental point of view, Daletech has recently invested in a lot of energy efficiencies in the building, new double glazing, new boilers, insulation, that kind of thing. From a manufacturing point of view, any scrap metal, any waste products that can be recycled are, and those that can't be are disposed of in an environmentally friendly kind of way. From an office-based sort of environment, all things like waste paper, printer inks, that kind of thing, is all fully recycled. So as best we can, everything is recycled.
Waste is a problem for any manufacturing company. We do have waste, but we have a continual improvement policy to try and drive down this waste. We're taking on lean initiatives. At Riverside, the materials we just cannot, other than throw away, constitute of cardboard, papers and plastics, and this we go for recycling wherever possible.
Successful manufacturing in the UK is dependent on investment in facilities. There continues to be a lack of understanding that successful manufacturing in a high-wage economy needs substantial investment in the most modern plant and equipment. This is then run hard over its working life.
The government can obviously do lots to help the manufacturing industry. One of the primary things we need, though, is a stable economic environment. We've certainly benefited over the last few years from the low interest rates ever since the banking collapse. This, we can see, is not going to remain forever, but it would be very difficult for manufacturers if interest rates suddenly increase tremendously. So a stable platform is imperative.
It's unlikely that large-scale commodity manufacturing will ever return to the UK. However, what has always driven British manufacturing, which is innovation and technology, we believe will continue to thrive. It probably needs a little more encouragement, it probably needs quite a lot more investment, but I do believe that UK manufacturing will continue and will continue to make a significant impact on our economy.
I feel that the government could offer more support and funding to help with export growth. I feel that cutting red tape would encourage growth within the UK manufacturing industry. We need to get back to getting funding for more R&D and export.
The competitive landscape in which businesses operate is changing. New technology is changing the way in which products are manufactured. And improved transport links and communications are providing industry with greater options on where to locate their various activities.
From Paladon's perception, the manufacturing industry in the UK has changed quite significantly because it's moved from volume production to specialist production with an emphasis on customer service. Innovation has always been the base of British manufacturing, and I can't see any reason that that should change. We as a company have many of our sub-suppliers based in the UK. Equally, we use some materials which are procured abroad.
Manufacturing industry in the UK has changed massively in the last 10 years. The recession has caused lots of industries issues. In our industry, particularly the medical device industry, we've not seen the effects of the recession to the same extent.
The electronics industry has changed so much and progressed so much. In fact, we're almost a different industry to that of 10 years ago. New technologies are emerging all the time. One of the principal changes was SMT, surface mount technology, which requires completely different manufacturing methods, including using robotic equipment as opposed to engineers. We still maintain conventional, but certainly SMT is becoming the norm. As far as manufacturing processes are concerned, we've had to incorporate lead-free soldering. The lead-free manufacturing processes have caused us significant headaches in terms of new equipment, new training, and explaining to our customers that this was something that they needed to look at to change their products and to move forward with. It hasn't been necessarily a positive change, and although much has been talked about the environmental issues of lead manufacturing, lead-free has also provoked a number of environmental issues, including the fact that the solder needs a much higher temperature than leaded solder, and this has caused us lots of problems in terms of high quality manufacturing and making sure that the product is as good as it can be.
The machines have changed from manual operation to computerised operation, which allows more accurate moulding processes, and the tooling has changed from heavy steel tools to lightweight aluminium and makes it easier for the guys to actually do the job.
Manufacturers certainly seem to be rising to the challenge, developing strategies that combine an increased focus on innovation with methods to cut costs aggressively. As one of the most liberated economies in the world, the UK is well placed to embrace change. Modern and sustainable manufacturing meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs.
Manufacturing is hard, there is no doubt. Our strength is our customer focus, total customer focus, and to keep that alongside us and move forwards, and that allows us to continue with the growth that we're seeing.
It's imperative for the UK that we have a strong manufacturing industry. There's so much that can be done to help us achieve this. We have benefited over the last few years from the weak pound. This has certainly led to us being more competitive export-wise. It would be great as to have as many initiatives as possible for the government to help with training, to help with apprentices, which is something which has been sadly lacking in the UK over the last few years. I don't think there's ever been a better time for the UK. So many things, but the ultimate for us is a stable economic environment.
I think to maintain a good future in manufacturing here in the UK, I think we need to focus on quality. I think we win on the low volume, flexible kind of assembly. So I think by improving on that and improving on our quality, I think we ensure a good future.
My belief in manufacturing in this country is still very strong. I think the business environment to establish and improve the manufacturing sector is not that great. These are political issues which need to be addressed. But I firmly believe that the obvious tradition of innovation within manufacturing has to be encouraged.
Manufacturing is an increasingly international and complex business, but many of the companies in the UK are thriving, even in today's difficult economic conditions.
A strong and vibrant manufacturing sector is vital to the UK economy, to its growth. it has seen growth in the last couple of years, where other sectors have not. 3.8% growth in manufacturing in 2010 and a prediction of 3.5% manufacturing growth in 2011.
I think that the UK engineering sector has been soft for many years. We worked very closely with our customers to engage with them and work through the recession. And although it was a case of battening down the hatches over a period of time, we then worked together and moved through the difficult times, and now we're seeing growth as we come out the other side.
Paladon, like any SME, faces a number of challenges at the moment, mainly connected to how we manage our resources, our people, our time and our financial resources. We have a number of opportunities as the market is developing and we develop new products. The key is applying those resources in an effective manner to get the best return. Over 60% of our business is export. That means we have to deal with all the issues of international trade. We operate in dollars, euros and sterling. Exchange rates are, the movement on exchange rate is an important issue for us. Plus also the rules and regulations connected with international trade place a high demand on our time.
A strong and vibrant manufacturing industry in the UK is vital. Only by manufacturing products and exporting to the world are we ever going to pay our way.
DP Seals sits within a niche industry, and we have picked specifically niche suppliers that can suit our needs and requirements. They're cherry-picked to be best at what they do and have a customer focus as we do. DP Seals supplies niche customers, and because of that, it's allowed us to weather the recession better than most. We know several companies that have not been in the same situation, but it's allowed us to carry on with growth.
A strong engineering base is crucial to ensure a competitive, forward-thinking manufacturing industry, and the integral role it plays to the UK in securing competitive advantage in the global economy of the future.
Riverside supplies many medical product manufacturers within the UK, but we also are very proud to export to the States, to Japan. We have many customers situated in mainland Europe, but not just our direct supplies. Many of the UK customers with the current market are benefiting from high exports. So you'll probably find that Riverside services and packaging are supplied throughout the worldwide market.
Riverside Medical's vision for the future is to continue the impressive growth that we've seen over the last few years, to continue to work closely with our customers and supply them with what they need to succeed.
For Riverside, I think the next few years are going to be very exciting times. I think our economic environment is suitable for us to expand. We are very optimistic about our potential for exports, and I think the stable economic conditions we have at the moment and the benefits from low interest rates, good exchange rate are beneficial to many manufacturing sectors. So I'm very optimistic about the prospects for UK manufacturing.
I think the future prospects from Daletech's point of view of the manufacturing industry, I think the confidence is high. We've survived 2 recessions. We're constantly investing in new training, and new technology. So I think we are keeping at the forefront. So from that aspect, confidence is high that we'll continue for a good many years to come.
Daletech's vision for the future is one of sustainability and stability without any complacency, and maintaining a position that is respected by our customers. And that is our vision for the future.
Paladon operates from 2 bases in the UK, the headquarters here in Northampton and in Aberdeen to service the North Sea sector. We also have a manufacturing plant in Italy. We have a joint venture company in Russia and a joint venture company in Malaysia. Paladon will continue to develop the so-called greener solutions to valve automation issues, not only in the sense of pollution prevention, but also in terms of lower power consumption.
DP Seals remains at the forefront of technology by investigating new materials and new processes to work with our customers and their demands for the future. What differentiates DP Seals from the competition is that we like to work particularly closely with our customers, right from the outset of the product design through to holding hands right the way through to the product coming to its fruition and working well within the design and application.
Faced with increased competition from emerging economies, UK manufacturers must continue to develop their proactive capabilities in order to remain internally competitive. It is essential that the UK has the skills to compete internationally to create the high-value, technology-based industries of the future.